Welcome back, friend. Today is part 9AK of Ted Greene's Chord Chemistry. We're in section 8, chord reference charts, page 48 and top of 49. We're covering the dominant 7♯5 chords, which consist of 1, 3, ♯5, and flat 7 today. 4-note chords. If you like the book, if you don't have it yet, you can grab it here, never fear. Link in the card above, and for your benefit, the link in the description below. We're going to continue on working through this book page by page, word by word, and chord by chord together. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we find ourselves in position number 2 to begin with. We're on position number 2, which indicates the flat 7 in the bass, the 3, the ♯5, the root, and then the 3 again on the top if you choose. Ooh la la. Oh yeah. It's just a really great chord. All right. Position number 5, A7 ♯5, or augmented with a natural 5. Whoop dinger, real humdinger right here. Fret number 5, and then the ♯5, flat 7, major 3, and then the natural 5, of course. If you would like to use that that natural 5, it's there for you as an option. You could see indicated by the circled tone, right? A7 augmented, position number 7. Let's go ahead up to the 3, the flat 7, and then the root note, and then you find that you have to change your fingering around to get that ♯5 there. You could use that flat 7 there, or the root note on the top too if you'd like. Oh yeah. All right, E7 augmented on fret number position 6. That leaves fret number 8 for the ♯5, the root note, and then the 3, and then the 7. You know, it's that Mustang Sally. Except, you know, Mustang Sally has a, you know, probably shouldn't be driving. All right. A7 augmented, position number 2. Let's take a look. Root note on G string, you can see that right away. 3, flat 7, and then the augmented 5. Ooh, yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's a really good one. The next shape on position number 6, we're going to be using that augmented 5th in the bass. So augmented 5, root 3, and then flat 7 on the top. Neat stuff you can do with those shapes. E7 augmented, position number 5. Let's take a look. Flat 7, just for the heck of it. Let's continue. Flat 5, 3, flat 7, 3, ♯5, and root note. I can hear you over there yelling at me. Ah, wrong note, dude. No, I know you have more patience than that in your situation and your guitar practice. You're a very patient and you're a very committed person to excellence. So this is wonderful to have your company throughout pages 48, 49, and throughout the book, actually. So thank you for joining me once again. E7 augmented with the natural 5 if you choose. Position number 7, so we start with a root note, ♯5, flat 7, 3, and then natural 5 or ♯5 on the top if you prefer. A7 augmented. This is a great one because we start right here with, like, you know, the old A7 shape, but then we use the ♯5 in the bass, root root 3, flat 7. A7 augmented again on position number 5. Let's take a look at that optional note. Optional is the root note, flat 7, 3, sharp 5, and root note on the top. Things I used to do. Right. E7 augmented on position number 2, root, sharp 5, or augmented 5th, flat 7, and 3. E7 augmented again on position number 5. Let's see what we got. We've got a 3, a flat 7, a root, and a sharp 5. Good. Next position is E7 augmented again on position number 9. Let's take a look. We have the flat 7, the 3, looks like to me it's the sharp 5 again, the root and the 3 on the top, you know, so really great, nice round, fat sounding voicing with the E note right here. Good stuff. A7 augmented on position number 5. Let's take a look at root, flat 7, 3, sharp 5, and then you can use that 3 on the top if you like. So we have the root, flat 7, 3, augmented 5th or raised 5th, sharp 5. A7 augmented on position number 7. So we have the 3 in the bass, the root, the sharp, the raised 5th, flat 7. Good. E7 augmented. Let's take a look at fret number 5 again. So we have the raised 5th, the 3, the raised 5th, the 3, the flat 7, and the root. Yeah, if you want to play Twister, you can try to do that. But let's just kind of do it, you know, realistically is the raised 5th is with the 4th finger, and then the 3 over here, the flat 7, and the root on the top. One thing that I really enjoy doing is identifying one note out of the voicing and then playing the remainder of the voicing after and letting that melodic tone ring. So there's a lot going on with each one of these chords, right? A7 augmented, position number 5. Augmented 5th, 3, flat 7, and then root on the top. Now you can use the old Ted Greene-ism where you use the first finger to cover 2 frets, which I'm doing here, or you could just use, you know, this version here. As long as you have the A and the, you know, sort of tonicized as the root, the root note of this chord, you're in good shape. A7 augmented on position number 9. So let's take a look at what's going on here. 10, we have the flat 7, the raised 5th, the root note, and the 3. Oh, hey, all smooshed right in there. So we could have an optional tone. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to use all of the optional tones, but you can go ahead and check those out if you like. The voicing, the way we're going to play it with all of the dotted tones, is the flat 7, raised 5th, root, and then 3 on the top. So we have this really nice voicing. And then we have E7 augmented, position 7. Root, flat 7, 3, and then sharp 5. You could use this sweet little baby right here. if you like, or whatever, you know. E7 augmented, position number 9. So let's take a look at that. Flat 7, 3. Then we have the root note and then the raised fifth up here. So we have a diminished fifth and then an augmented fifth. Really great little energy here. Yeah, wonderful voicing. A7 augmented. Let's go ahead and take a look at fret number 5. Root, that's the root for the A. Root 5, sharp 5, 3, and flat 7. So let's juggle those fingers around for just a moment and then grab it like this. We have a minor 6 or a sharp 5 and then a diminished fifth on the top. Pretty cool inverse operation from what we just came from. A7 augmented on position number 9. Moving right along, we have the 3, the flat 7, and then the raised fifth, and then the root. You could put the sharp 5 again up on the top if you'd like. Good. E7 augmented. Old augmented here on position number 7. All right, maestro, let's play it. Let's see what happens. We have the raised fifth, we have the root, we have the flat 7, and then let's do this. Flat 7 and 3 on raised fifth. Obviously I don't play this one very much. I'm going to bar that 7th fret. So flat or sharp 5, root, flat 7 and 3 on the top. Good stuff. A7 augmented on fret 3. Root note, 3, sharp 5, flat 7 on the top. This is really cool because now we get that octave displaced flatted 7 on the top of the voicing. That way we have this really cool whole step at the top, that dissonance. We actually just talked about that in my morning ritual for guitar growth this morning. So far out stuff, I think it was episode 123. You could go take a look at it. E7 augmented, if you like. Position number 8. All right, so we're on position number 8. We've got 10 on the fret 10 on the bass, which is the flat 7, the root, and then the 3, and then, oh, here we go. I don't know what I'm tripping out on here, but it's flat 7, root 3, and sharp 5. Excuse me. Good. A7 augmented, fret number 8. Let's start with flat 7. We have the sharp 5, the 3, and the root note. Root note way in the bass there. E7 augmented, let's take a look at position number 8 again. All right, we have the raised fifth, then we have the root, and then the 3, and then the flat 7. Oh, as if that's not one of my all-time favorite voicings right here. Yeah, it is. A7 augmented on position number 4. So let's go ahead and look at the root, 3, flat 7, and then just place that sharp 5 on the top of that. E7 augmented on position number 6. What's going on here? 1, 3, flat 7, and then sharp 5 on the tops. Same thing we just did here, but a really nice little cluster with that 1, 3, flat 7, and then the melody on the top. A7 augmented with a natural 5 one more time. We have fret number 5. Let's take a look. Flat 7, 3, root with a sharp 5 in the bass, which is really great sound. Yeah, very cool. A7 augmented, let's take a look at 5. So we have the root, flat 7, sharp 5, and then the 3 on the top. We're starting to incorporate some really great space here. Wide intervallic leaps. A7 augmented on fret number 4, we have the 3, the flat 7, the sharp 5, or the raised 5th, and root note on the top. Good. A7 augmented on fret number 7. So what we've got here? What do we have here? Sharp 5, root, flat 7, and then very cool shape with a 3 on the top. So we have a root 3 and then a tritone on the top. E7 augmented, fret number 5. Let's take a look at this flat 7, 3, root, and then sharp 5 on top of it. Yeah, good stuff. E7 augmented on fret number 7. We're looking at flat or root note here, sharp 5 or raised 5th, and then let's go ahead and grab that 3rd with middle finger, and then the flat 7 on the top. And then A7 augmented on position number 9 with a 3 in the bass. Then we run up to the root note, and then the flat 7, and then the sharp 5 on the top of it. So we're starting to get these really cool minor 6s or sharp 5s, and then the flat 7 flat 7s stacked on top of flat 7s stacked on top of sharp 5s or flat 6s or whatever. So really great wide intervallic leaps here. There it is. And E7 augmented, starting on position number 7. So this is getting kind of like root, you know, it's the sharp 5, we've got the flat 7, and then the 3, and then the root on the top. Sharp 5, flat 7, 3, and then root on the top of it. Good. A7 augmented on fret 2. Flat 7, sharp 5, and then this is great, right? This is cool right here. So we have the flat 7, sharp 5, so that's that really nice minor 7 interval, huge leap. All right, we're not doing that. But anyway, so there's the flat 7, sharp 5, then we run on up to the 3, and then the root on the top. What a great sound. All right, A7 augmented on fret number 6. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's leap up to 6, 7, 8, 9. We have the 3, the flat 7, and then we're coming back to the sharp 5. Let's see. The 3, the flat 7, and then the root, and then the sharp 5. Or no, the 3, and then the sharp 5. Let's do this one more time. So position number 6, we have the 3, flat 7, root, 3, and sharp 5 on the top. Really great little rip of a chord here. E7 augmented on position number 8. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have a few optional tones here in the bottom. We could use 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we could use the root 3, but I'm going to start with the flat 7 and then work my way back to the root, flat 7, root 3, and then the sharp 5 on the top. that's that double stop with that second finger there. Good, not too bad. We got away with that one just by the skin of our teeth. A7 augmented flat 3 or fret 3 with a flat 7. We're actually starting with root, sharp 5, and then the 3, and then we have the flat 7 on the top. So we actually have the root in the bass. Nice root position tension. E7 augmented on position number 10, flat 7, sharp 5, 3, and then root. Yeah, there's the root note. E. Very cool voicing. Of course, the E is in the melody here in this chord. A7 augmented, last 3 notes of chords of page 48. A7 augmented is on position 3, so we could use the root here. We jump up to the other root, the 3, the sharp 5, and then the flat 7 on the top. So we could use that fret 5 or the open A string in this case, where we have the thumb on the bottom, right? Good. E7 augmented on fret number 8. Let's take a look at what's going on here. I have this 8th fret, so I'm going to start right away with the sharp 5, the 3, the root, and then what do we have up here? Oh, the flat 7. Yeah, that's quite an interval, right? Quite a chord voicing here. All right. Flat 6 or sharp 5 with a flat 7 on the top. And so we're careful to get those bottom two notes, the sharp 5, the 3, the root note with the flat 7 on the top. E7 augmented on position number 10. Let's take a look at flat 7, major 3rd, sharp 5, and then root note. Good. All right, so as we flip over to page 49, I'm going to drop my tuning fork as a place marker for the book, but I'm not worried because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chord voicings left. And I wanted to say thank you so much for sticking it out and continuing along on this journey of chord chemistry as we continue to proceed through the book. We'll get into next session dominant 7, flat 9, but for now, flat 5s as well. We're continuing with dominant 7, sharp 5 chords. And we're starting right here on position number 12 with the root, the sharp 5, the flat 7, and then we have the 3 on the top. So you've got that really huge leap between the chord, stab, and the melodic presentation. Huge leap there. Looks like we have a pretty mean fingering coming up for this A7 augmented. So we'll start with root, flat 7, and then we'll go up another whole step to the sharp 5, and then to the, what are we doing after that? Let's see. Root, flat 7, sharp 5, and then the 3 in the bass. Very cool shape. E7 augmented a similar shape on position number 7. So we have root 3, sharp 5, and then root 3, sharp 5, and then what are we doing? Flat 7 here. Yeah, not too bad. I feel like we're getting away with something today. 5th position, A7, sharp 5, with a natural 5 if you choose. So root, sharp 5, 3, and then we have a 5 and a root note on the top. That's some really interesting tension there, isn't it? Having the sharp 5 and then the natural 5 in the same chord, it creates that major 7 intervallic leap, which we associate with a different chord. But let's take a look at E7 augmented, position number 6, next to the last chord for today. Position number 6, let's go ahead and take a look at the sharp 5 in the bass, the 3, the flat 7, and then you can do whichever one you want on the top. And then finally, we're on position number 1 to finish up with the E7 augmented, and that starts with the 3, so the sharp 5, the 3, the flat 7, and then the 3 on the top if you'd like. And I'm so happy that you're continuing along with us today. I really hope that you, as a guitar practitioner, have a blessed experience with your guitar. And again, if you don't have the book, you can go ahead and grab the book here in the link in the card above or the link in the description. If you want, you can continue watching along right here. And before you do that, I want to wish you happy picking.